Episode on the Feminine Alchemy Network. I want to say praises to the Mars Day because today is Tuesday, Martian Day. We are in the lovely star sign of Taurus season. And I wanted to come talk with you all just to get caught up with you all from our last conversation to build upon it. Build upon being a sovereign woman, and what does that really entail? Sovereignty entails you taking complete ownership of your life and the directory where you're going. So a lot of women, and I've been here before, are very so unsure of ourselves. There's a lot of reasons why we become so unsure with ourselves. And when a woman becomes sure, that is because you are now no longer looking for validation outside of yourself. You're no longer seeking validation, whether it's from religious systems, government systems, family systems, etc. It is really you honing on and in your own personal universe, right? And allowing yourself to build outside of that, or not outside of that, but build as it grows and expands. So let's get into this right now. So one of the things I love about Taurus season that I think gets overlooked is that it's a really feminine energy. And when we mean feminine, we don't mean meek, mild. We don't mean none of these weird buzzwords. What I really truly mean by that, it is an embodiment of a woman who is comfy or comfortable with herself. The song that comes to me is the Beyonce song "Comfy," and it is about completely allowing yourself to just be, and you are not putting on any type of fronts or even trying to compete with any other person. If you're going to compete with anything, you compete with yourself, baby. So let's get into the concept of how did I get to this space. Well, one, you got to live life. And two, what really helps you get to that space is when you really take time, and you have to make this time to really understand yourself and getting to know yourself. And I mean, I don't mean get to know yourself like, oh, well, what's my star sign? What's my astrology? What's my natal chart? What's my, all of those things. Those are things are useful tools, but they are not the fullness and wholeness of who you are. It is really what lifestyle does your particular brand of femininity resides in? What type of woman do you want to be based on the lifestyle? So it's not about manifesting money, it's not about manifesting partners or friends or any of that things. It's honing in on the lifestyle and then making choices and actions and being in the environment that helps continue to nurture the lifestyle that you want. So for example, there was one point of time I was really into the party girl lifestyle. That was my lifestyle. So therefore, I continued about period or something, period, baby, whatever that is. It is really about honing in onto the lifestyle that you want. So thank you guys for coming in. I see about 14 people in. It's going to get the likes up on this video here. We're going to keep this coming. When we talk about being feminine alchemy, what does it truly mean? It's to completely be engulfed. One of the best ways of manifesting, if you love the name, if you love that buzzword, is again about being in the direct life that you want to be in, putting yourself around the environments, putting yourself in the textures, putting yourself in with the people, putting yourself in the places that cater and nurture the environment you want to be in. So when we're saying that we are elevating our life, manifesting our life, we're alchemizing it by one, starting with your mindset. That's always the first thing. You got to have the mindset. Secondly, you got to allow yourself to be present. One of the things that was a miss for myself was skating through my experiences and skating through my life because I was so future focused, right? So future focused that I was not allowing myself to simply be in the moment. And one of the things that's important too, let's talk about if you're trying to lose weight. The most important thing about losing weight is that you have to do the boring stuff. You have to do the things every day, the meal prepping, the mapping out what you're going to eat, ensuring you're getting your water intake, your protein, your macros, all these things, right? And sticking to your routine. This is the same thing when you are alchemizing your lifestyle, is that you have to continually put yourself into the boring things of the lifestyle that you want. And you have to do it every day. Consistency is always going to be the key. And one of the things that I know from myself and from others who I've talked to and helped throughout our life is that we get dismayed or we start to fall off because the things are boring. It is okay. One of the things I don't necessarily always like to do, I don't always like getting up and working out. But guess what? I must continue to do the boring things. I must continue to do the glute workouts. I must continue doing leg day, the arm raises, the all the things that encapsulates the ideal lifestyle of who I want to be and what I want to accomplish. So this is something that I stress with a lot of my ladies, and this is something I've stressed within myself. You have to give yourself a routine. You have to give yourself a ritual. This goes back into the last conversation when I said, what is your deity mythos? So when you are writing out your deity mythos, you are living out those attributes on a day-to-day basis. You have to hone in and zone in on what it is that you love. Are you a flight attendant? No, but that was something I wanted to do when I was younger. What it is that we want in central is not always the things, y'all. A lot of times the stuff that we want are more freedom with our time. What we want is to be able to make a choice without feeling compelled or imposed upon other people's decisions. And a lot of us are so caught up in a tribal mindset, right? What is a tribal mindset? A tribal mindset is that the mindset of the family system that you came from, or the religious system, or the regional system, it doesn't matter. We get so caught up on tribalism, right? Trying to be part of a tribe that we don't learn to be an ecosystem of one. You are the nucleus of your universe. You are the nucleus of your tribe. That what does that mean? Your vibe attracts your tribe. A lot of people, this was my problem included, was always trying to be a part of other people's groups, other people's friendship circles, other people's things that they had already established. Does that mean that you don't get to be a part of other people's things? No, that's not what I'm saying. What happens is you cannot align your soul identity being linked to another person. You have to get to a space where you are completely, fully engulfed in who you are, what you are. And the only way to do that is you have to take time with yourself. You have to really take time with yourself and explore your interests, explore your creativity. I used to think that I wasn't a creative person, and I had a mentor say, "Well, why are you saying that? On simple fact of being a woman, you're creative." But the thing is, I was putting this idea of creativity on output. Well, if I'm not seeing X amount of dollars, if I'm not seeing X amount of experiences, then I'm not being creative. But you're creating something every day. You are a creator. The simple fact that the life that you are currently living, you've created it based off what you have aligned yourself with, whether those alignments were things that you agreed about or thought, well, it's not what I really wanted. You engaged with it. I say this to my ladies who are in the dating field, right? And they always tell me, they're coming back to me with all these dating experiences that are negative. And I said, well, okay, you are not responsible for what is attracted to you. You are responsible to how you engage with something. What you engage with is where you believe you belong. It's because water only settles at its level. So if you are looking to go higher in your experiences, then you need to engage with those higher experiences. But in order to do that, you have to have confidence in yourself. And a lot of people don't have confidence. Why? Because they don't do the small things. They don't do the boring things. They don't stick to their routine, and they completely cannot understand why the life that they want to live is not happening. So, if that is someone that you are living like that, saying, you know what, I have continually been in a loop of trying to experience a lifestyle that I want, but I haven't gotten there yet, then I'm someone that you need to be reaching out to and connecting with, because this is what I do. I help women find their center and build their ecosystem from being with the one. All right. So this is something that resonates with you. Go ahead and like on this video. Go ahead and connect with me on all my social sites. But you go and send me an email if you want to connect with me. Say, I want you to put nucleus. Type in nucleus in the subtitle that you want to learn how to be the nucleus, the mitochondrial DNA that you are in your own life, and start to activate that so that you can get to the spaces in life that you want to live and succeed in. All right, ladies, I'll talk to y'all later.